I'd like to thank you for inviting me on the show. It's such an honour to be here, and I'd just like to say that when I'm not playing Xbox with my mate Thor, I really like to listen to my favourite podcast, Pop Culture Pasta. Hey, Doug! Doug! Oh, that's right, Doug's dead.
Pop Culture Pastor.
All right, Cody, did you ever dream in your wildest dreams that when we started the podcast that we would do 50 episodes? Like, what were you thinking in your mind? You can be honest, you can be truthful. How many episodes did you think we would do of this?
So my answer is kind of mixed, just because I would say that I thought we'd start off weekly. We'd find that we couldn't do it weekly, and then it would slowly just deteriorate. So I didn't have a number in mind, but I just thought that, we wouldn't make it this long, being this consistent.
Yeah, well, it hasn't been easy.
No.
We're both pretty busy. Like we're both kind of, I mean, we're almost tri-vocational.
Yeah, like I feel I can join the circus now because I'm getting better at juggling.
We're spinning a lot of plates.
So many.
But here we are. It's the 50th episode. We did miss a week.
1 week.
1 week where I had a death in my family and I had to take care of some things, still taking care of some things. But here we are. We've been doing weekly, and we're going to continue doing weekly, God willing.
And we even have radio leftovers most of the time. So.
Right. So we've missed 2 weeks of those, but we'll have the radio leftovers will be back this coming week.
Boom.
And because we're catching up with that too. But man, here we are, the 50th extravaganza episode. We got so many fun things planned for the pod today.
It's the golden episode.
Is it?
It is. I mean, like the 50th wedding anniversary is the gold anniversary.
Is that the golden? I thought it was like platinum or something.
I think that's 75.
Dude, are there people that have made it 75 years? That's hard.
So one of my churches, a couple had made it to 77.
Really? I bet they really hit their stride in year 48, though.
Probably.
All right. As we do sometimes, we're going to take a look. We haven't really done this in a while. It's been so long. I feel like we haven't got to sit down and really talk a lot, even though we did a pod last week, but it felt like
I was
had to
miles away.
Calgon, take me away. But yeah, let's look at maybe some news we neglected to talk about.
Okay.
This happened maybe last week or the week before. But Tom Hardy, Mad Max, Tom Hardy Bane.
Thomas Hardy.
Tom Hardy, who's 45 years old, secretly entered a 2022 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Open Championship on September 17th.
As one does.
I don't know anyone that does that. It was a competition held by the Ultimate Martial Arts Championships at Oak Grove School in Milton Keynes. Attendees at the event spotted Tom Hardy there.
Although I will say, I don't think I would have initially guessed it was Tom Hardy, because he has some scruff going on.
Yeah, maybe he grew a little beard, like he was trying to be somewhat unnoticeable.
And so, like, I would have been like, oh, that guy looks familiar.
Yeah, that guy looks just like Tom Hardy.
That's a poor man's Thomas Hardy.
It says he was wearing a blue gi.
As one does, again.
I don't even know what that is.
That's the robe.
Okay.
The gi.
The gi. He subsequently, this is crazy, Cody, won every one of his matches, was the star of the tournament, and won the whole thing. He won the whole tournament. He won the Ultimate Martial Arts Championships.
I imagine Cobra Kai feels like jabronis for getting Ralph Macchio and not Tom Hardy.
When they awarded him his certificate, they used his birth name, Edward Hardy. Wow.
Oh, so he's Ed Hardy?
Apparently. So like the wrestler, which isn't that the wrestler's name?
Or is that the clothing?
Oh, is there clothing too? I don't know, man.
Now I gotta look that up.
This is just crazy. This is like, this dude is a legitimate jiu-jitsu champion. He won another one earlier this year, back in August. He's a blue belt. He turned up at the Reorg Open Jiu-Jitsu Championship in Wolverhampton, and he cleaned up there too.
That is my venom.
Oh, man. Are you kidding me? That is a lovely, lovely fighter.
So yeah, Ed Hardy clothing. The Hardy boys are Matt and Jeff.
Oh, man. Yeah. That's crazy. I wouldn't even know. Like, he's a real karate kid.
And at 45.
They really should find a way to put him into Cobra Kai as like a cameo or something. They really should. That would be amazing. But they probably they wouldn't be able to unless he just wanted to, just for fun, because they wouldn't be able to afford him, right? They're already paying Ralph Macchio all the big bucks.
I nearly paid Ralph Macchio money just to get my picture with him, but I refrained.
You did. Good for you.
Yeah.
And you instead, we got your photo with Zach Morris.
Money well spent.
The picture that will live in infamy. Live on in infamy.
It is my Twitter profile picture right now.
Oh, man. So great. If you don't know what we're talking about, one of the comic conventions we went to last year, Zach Morris, Mark Paul Gosselaar was there. And
Zach Morris.
And Cody dressed up as AC Slater. He's wearing a Bayside High football jersey, the long wig.
Oh, yeah. It's a sweet mullet.
Oh, man. Glorious picture. Just glorious. There's some other news we should be talking about here. Apparently, Sylvester Stallone and Dolph Lundgren are beefing.
Oh, yeah. That's been going on for a little bit.
Yeah. Variety reported that apparently there was going to be some more Rocky-verse movies.
Mm-hmm.
With a spin-off centering on Dolph Lundgren's Ivan Drago, and that was in the works. That report was somewhat of a surprise, since the Creed films, like the Creed sequel, had Ivan Drago and his son in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that came out in a report, and I was like, well, does anyone want to see that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't know you were going to go there, but
good. I mean, like, if we're going to have a Rocky Past 5, might as well have a solo Dolph movie or Dolph mentoring his son. I'm good with it. Sylvester
Stallone got news of this and was not pleased.
Yeah, he's being a jabroni.
Let's see you say that to his face. So, hey, yo, are you talking about me? You talking about me, Cody? I'm a jabroni now? I'm a jabroni? You're the jabroni.
Probably.
That's what he'd say if he were here. In a now deleted Instagram post, Sylvester wrote, "Another heartbreaker. Just found this out. Once again, pathetic 94-year-old producer and his selfish, useless children are once again picking what is left off the bones of another wonderful character. Seriously, how do you weasels look in the mirror?" Oof.
That is harsh.
Much of that was in all caps, too. He went old man all caps.
Get off my lawn and get away from this franchise.
He's apparently talking about Rocky producer Irwin Winkler, who who still owns the likeness and the rights to Rocky, I guess.
Yes, and Sylvester's upset about that.
And so now there's beef, and he wrote in this post, "Dolph, why? Not a phone call? ? And so I'm just kind of like, oh, we need to work this into the movie. There needs to be some beef. We need a sequel to Rocky 4. Two old men in the ring. Is it man versus man or country versus country? I don't know.
It works again.
Cue the Survivor song. In the his night, just about to burst in a quest for. I don't remember all the words, but it was great.
Yeah,
U.S. versus Russia. Let's go.
I'm Team Dolph.
What?
Not in the movie, but in this particular beef.
Yeah, I feel bad for Dolph because, like, he was probably approached and, like, look, this dude's not working.
It's a payday.
His phone's not ringing off the hook for acting gigs. So he was probably just like, oh, sure. And maybe he didn't know. Maybe he was just unaware.
And I will admit, Dolph's like a super genius. Graduated from MIT. Let the man make some money.
He did respond in his own Instagram post because apparently that's what we do now.
They both have Instagram?
Look, if you'd have told me that, 30 years ago, that Sylvester Stallone and Dolph Lundgren in their 60s or however old they are would be beefing on Instagram, I'd have been like, what's Instagram? But that's like a crazy, what a time to be alive, right?
Yes.
He said on his Instagram, just to set the record straight regarding a possible Drago spinoff, there's no approved script, no deals in place, no director, and I was personally under the impression that my friend Sly Stallone was involved as a producer, even as an actor. There was a press week last week, which was unfortunate. I'm in touch with Rocky, Mr. Balboa, just so all the fans can relax. So they're not beefing, as it turns out.
So Dolph's the bigger man. That's what I'm hearing. Team Dolph.
Well, I mean, it is a lesson in like, hey, man, maybe don't react on social media, Sylvester.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, yeah, it was very much a misunderstanding on Dolph's part. He didn't know. At least that's what he's saying.
And I will say, Sylvester, you keep making these movies. I don't know why you're upset about now. It's more of a cash grab for you.
Well, he said he was done. He said he was done. Creed, and he said that. Like, and he's a supporting character in the Creed movies.
Rocky 5 should have been it.
Well, it should have. It should have killed it because Rocky 5 was so bad. But then he made Rocky Balboa, and that was a decent movie. And we just pretend like Rocky 5 never happened.
But yet it did.
But
I witnessed
we pretend it didn't. Why do we have to go through this every time?
Because it happened.
Yeah, but we pretend it didn't.
I'm permanently scarred by it. And that's why I haven't watched Indiana Jones 4. Because it didn't happen to me because I have not seen it.
I watched Indiana Jones 4. I'm still in therapy.
Well, I mean,
it was so bad, Cody. So
you choose to be a glutton for punishment. That's what happens.
I've spent thousands of dollars in therapy trying to erase Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Big Marvel news this past week.
Okay.
Hugh Jackman is coming back as Wolverine in Deadpool 3. Marvel just keeps winning.
I don't know if they're winning.
What do you mean?
Like,
how are they not winning?
15 years ago, sign me up. Right now, it's like fan service. That's what it is.
Whoa, you're not down with this?
Like,
everybody's down with this.
I'm okay with it. I'm just saying 15 years ago, this would have been epic because he's in the MCU, or 10 years ago. But now, I mean, we got Old Man Hugh. We have Deadpool, which it's the same movie over and over. I'm good with it. I laugh at it. But
this is going to be a first on the pod because I'm not contrarian like Cody. And I'm going to tell you, I think I agree with you. Everybody's super geeked about this. And I'm just like, yeah, like I am not kind of, listen, I know Deadpool is sort of outside, like it's going to be connected to the MCU, but it's still sort of outside the boundaries. They can do crazy, weird stuff and just say, oh, well, it's Deadpool, you know? But here's my take. My take on this was I wasn't super excited about this because I want new X-Men.
Move on from Hugh.
Yeah, I want MCU X-Men. And though I appreciate what Hugh Jackman has done with that role, he never looked the part for me. He's too tall. He's just too much. Like and like he played it well, but like you said, he's old man Wolverine now. And Logan was such a great movie. Like Logan, I think Logan's one of the best comic book movies ever. Mm-hmm. Like that movie is so good, and he dies at the end. Spoilers.
Wasn't prepared for that.
It's such a great movie that I thought, man, that's how he should have went out. And now I'm just kind of like, now, do I think it's a horrible thing that him and Ryan Reynolds are going to be able to yuck it up together? No, that should be entertaining.
Oh yeah.
Like it should be great.
I think it'll be a good movie. I'm just saying if this would have happened earlier or if it just wasn't Hugh Jackman because we're moving on.
Yeah. And look, even the announcement videos were hilarious.
Yeah.
They were funny. I just don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. I'm kind of waiting to see what they do with Deadpool. Like these were R-rated movies. Mm-hmm. And it seems like pretty central to the character that they are R-rated. And I'm just wondering how this is going to play in the MCU.
Well, I think Marvel's taking steps to get or to be allowed to be darker.
Yeah. So will we just not like, this will be an MCU movie, but it won't be like kid friendly. Mm-hmm. And that'll just be the thing. And that to me, that kind of puts a damper on it because like, if it's not kid friendly, I don't know. I mean, I assume I'll see it, I guess, but I don't know how I feel about talking about it on this pod.
I will say the Joker was R-rated and I would talk about the Joker.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah, you're right. But the Joker, like the stuff that's going to earn it its R rating in this movie is going to be beyond the pale, right?
Yeah. And you can do like a synopsis over it without diving too deep into what will make this one an R-rated movie.
For real though, pastor talk.
Okay.
Can I laugh at it? Do I have to ask for forgiveness if I laugh at it and see it?
I mean, if that is what is laid upon your heart and soul that you should repent, then I guess.
All right.
Like, I'll be honest, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
And I probably will be laughing.
Well, I mean, you feel like you have to because like here's what is for sure about a Deadpool movie in the MCU. There's going to be tons of Easter eggs. Mm-hmm. There could be tons of connective tissue. Like, even if it's jokey, there's going to be tons of connective tissue in here. And I feel like I don't want to miss that.
I'm rooting for a two guys, a girl, and a pizza place reunion.
Here's what I can do. We can wait until it comes out. We can watch it on VidAngel.
That is a no-go. I don't even know how much of the movie would be left.
It'd be like listening to Tupac edited on Spotify.
Doesn't work for me.
All right, man. Cool. All right, hey. It's the 50th episode, the 50th pod.
It is.
This is the 50th episode. I'm super psyched. Right now, Cody, I believe it's time to go to our next segment.
Okay.
So we're going to go to our next segment. I think this next segment is our big segment, the Mountain Dew segment.
Okay.
So we've done a good job of keeping this under wraps, but John, one of the geeks in the round table, won an experimental Mountain Dew flavor. He won a contest and they sent him a box.
This man is blessed.
Yeah. So we're going to take a break. We're going to come back with Justin and his brother, and we're going to try the new Mountain Dew flavor and report on it. This is a big deal because then we got to hashtag them and add them.
Oh yeah.
We're doing some work with Mountain Dew here. It's a Mountain Dew pop culture pastor partnership. I see what you did there. Mm-hmm. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We finished our news segment. Now we are here, Cody and I are joined by fellow geek of the round table, Justin John. Justin, what's up?
Hey, what's good, guys? I'm here. Yeah, it's good to be back.
Justin is here.
He made it.
He's super psyched, by the way. And he brought his brother, Brian John.
Hey, everybody.
The Johns.
John Bros for life.
Yeah. Well, I hope so, because I don't think you can change that.
We don't really have a choice at this point.
Okay, so this segment is kind of a special segment because Justin won like a real contest.
So I feel this is news.
This is like news. This is like a second part of the news segment. But when Justin, okay, first of all, let me set this up a little. So when Justin texted me this, I thought he was kidding. I'm just like, what is this? Because I'm so used to not winning anything. It was confusing. It was a confusing time. I just didn't know what was happening. But Justin did win something, and it's something kind of special. And we thought we would let everyone on the pod experience it with us. That Justin is sharing with the experience with us, first of all, Cody and myself.
And we're Mountain Dew aficionados, I would say.
Yeah. And this has to do with Mountain Dew. So we're like, adding them on the social media and hashtagging them up here for this pod because this next segment here is dedicated to Mountain Dew. And Justin, why don't you just tell them what we've won?
Okay.
And I am saying we.
Yeah, no, honestly, I feel like something like this isn't good unless you share it. Like you need to experience it as a whole. 100%. So what it was back in late May, early June, Mountain Dew put out this sweepstakes called the Treasures of Baja Island, or the Lost Treasures of Baja Island. And they were putting out 2 brand new flavors of Baja. You have the original Baja Blast, you have Baja Mango Gold, and Baja Mango Gym and Baja Blast, or Baja Gold. And so you've got a green, an orange, and a yellow. And you need all 3 of those caps to enter one entry to this grand sweepstakes. And the sweepstakes, which we won.
Unbelievable.
We won.
Unbelievable. That's amazing. Let's pack it up and go home.
Let's go. Dude, I was so crunk and like jumping around that like I was like, I don't even care what's going on. I'm so excited.
How many entries did we do?
we put in 6 entries. So you would have to drink a Baja Blast, a Mango Gym, and a Gold to put in 1 entry. So you needed all 3 caps. And then the grand prize, or the lost treasure, so be it, is something called Baja Deep Dive Mountain Dew.
Let's be real clear. This is a brand new, mysterious, experimental Mountain Dew flavor.
Yes, experimental flavor. No one has had it. Only 19,000 cases of it were made.
That's
what?
amazing.
Yes.
That's come on, be believable.
I'm telling you.
That's like twice the population of the town we're in.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, I immediately looked up how many people existed in the United States because I was like, I got to know the odds, man. What are the odds of this? So I came home and my wife said, there's a mysterious package here for you. And I was like, what? And so like I went in there. It was a plain cardboard box, and all that it had on was black tape with the imagery that was on the deep dive cans. And I was just like, oh my goodness. Like I was like jumping around, losing my mind. She goes, I don't even know what it is. And I rattled it a little bit.
Your wife was like, is it money?
Yeah,
is it money? No, it's better.
I was like, it's probably the weirdest thing ever to just be like, there's pop cans inside. I was like losing my mind. And so I ripped it open, and we won 6 tall cans of this Deep Dive Baja Mountain Dew.
Wow.
A flavor that has never been out before and you can't buy anywhere. You gotta win it.
Oh, like
That's amazing.
I would have been worried about the United States Postal Service sabotaging it.
Like if okay, let's say
First of all, how dare you, commie?
let's say Postman Cody is on his route, and you see that box, oh, you're nabbing that thing. Like, there's, I mean, if you know what dew is, you're snagging that.
Well, that's a federal offense, brother.
I know.
Is it worth it?
I mean,
is it worth it?
We're gonna find out.
It might be.
I don't think so.
We gonna find out.
So here's the deal. Justin's had these on ice. I don't even know how you've had them on ice for 2 weeks in your home.
I don't know. It took everything I had.
I would have cracked open one and started chugging it.
Justin has somehow restrained himself for like 2 weeks waiting for this moment. He walks in with the cooler handcuffed to him, right?
Yeah.
I may have made that.
Hang
up.
on, I gotta find the key.
You are storing up treasures in heaven, my friend.
Am I doing the Lord's work?
So what is about to happen is we're about to have a live on the podcast taste test of this new Mountain Dew flavor that only a few lucky folks are going to get to try.
Yes. Yeah.
And then we're gonna walk you through it.
Yeah. I honestly, it was one of those things where, when whatever it may be, Monopoly at McDonald's or, whatever you do, you're just like, nobody's going to win this. Like, it's
Yeah.
just a thing, until it happens. And then you're like, oh, my land. I mean,
God has smiled upon us this day.
Yes.
As he has given us this victory, this bounty of experimental Mountain Dew. The security guards are walking forward with the cooler.
Whoa.
It's a big can. It's a big can. It's not even the regular can. It's the tall boy. Baja
Oh, my
Deep Dive. Now let me
goodness.
describe what I'm seeing. There are green and deep purples. Baja Deep Dive. It even says mystery flavored dew with natural and artificial flavor. 59 grams of total sugar in the can. Let's just skip past that part.
It says don't enter.
Don't enter. Where?
By the fish with gnarly teeth.
Oh, okay.
And tentacles.
Yeah. Basically, the design of this can is like all the things we haven't located in the deep depths of the sea.
There's pirate
Yes.
ships, there's sharks, and there's treasure. There's a treasure here.
Look at that. It says soda on it. Like by the calories. It's not even, I can't tell you what's in here, but it's soda.
Okay, so what do we think? I'm looking at the can and I'm thinking, is there some grape in this? I think my guess, I'm going to go with passion fruit.
I can see a grape Baja mixture.
Brian?
Because they did mango and what were the other flavors? Like
Was it pineapple?
pineapple.
They've done pineapple.
Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling like a berry or a grape or something could be possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if you do like a blackberry?
Oh, don't you do that. Don't give me hope.
I know. Honestly, the grape vibe is so real, though. Okay, are we gonna crack them open?
Let's crack them open on 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh! It's happening! You guys, it's happening!
I can smell it.
Oh,
Wow,
what are we getting from the smell, fellas?
definitely Baja vibes.
Yeah, it
This
smells
is
grape to me though.
This became like a wine tasting in here.
I'm wafting it to my nose.
You guys, I hope it's so good that I pass out for like 30 minutes.
We're gonna get the paddles that George Clooney used on ER. Clear. Okay. Do we wanna guess by the smell?
I'm feeling it's a grape Baja mixture.
A great Baja mixture.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready? Are we gonna taste?
Yeah, let's do this
Okay.
thing.
Stand by for tasting.
Let's partake together.
Ooh.
That's smooth.
Ooh.
Wow.
It's sparkling.
It kind of starts as a Baja, and then it's changing to something else.
That's amazing. I need another fix. I need another taste. Let's partake together.
That was nice, B.
Oh man. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. I can't tell what it is.
I'm starting to get like, I don't want to say it just because I said it, but I was like, a blackberry sort of thing is almost
You're
happening.
getting some berry tones, some notes. That's what the palate swishing around your mouth.
So, Justin, what is the voltage berry?
Voltage is grape, isn't it?
I think
No,
it's a raspberry.
It's raspberry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like
It's raspberry with like ginseng.
I was going to say, this kind of has like a voltage Baja blend, kinda. Yeah. But it doesn't have that like holy cow ginseng energy yet.
I wonder what it would taste like. Like if we hadn't seen the can, what we'd be like. Would we be like, oh man, like what is that, peach?
No, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
It's definitely got that strong like Baja though. Like
Yeah, there's definitely
It tastes like a Baja mix. Like if you started with Baja Blast and you just started adding just little juice to it.
So, what do we think they added to this? This is so we're definitely agreed that it's got the Baja flavor. What color is it? We should have brought a little plastic cup in here to dump it into.
From what I can see here, it's kind of
me see
it's like a
this.
green, sort of.
Let me see this.
So, what if they just combined the mango and
green.
pineapple?
It's just like the Baja.
I'm not gonna lie though, that's a beautiful green. That's like
Yeah.
seafoam green, if you will.
Thinking about painting a room in my house that color green.
I thought the color would give us a little insight, but
Those guys are tricky.
It's just like the Baja color wise.
What if we found out it was like a social experiment? It's just Baja Blast inside of a can.
No, there's something. This is better than Baja. This is better than Baja Blast because I've been to Taco Bell recently, and I had some Baja Blast. That was like where Baja started. Was like a unique flavor to the Taco Bell. But there's something to this, and I will spend all my days trying to figure it out.
Do you think it could be like a combination of berries? Like maybe they did like blackberry, raspberry,
Mixed berry.
like mixed berry Baja, maybe.
I think so. This is good.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying this.
It tastes great.
You also brought in a thrashed apple for me to try. I've not tried the thrashed apple.
So
Yeah.
I think our parents found it. I think you can only get it at either Dylan. Yeah, it's Dylan's. I was gonna say it's either that or Hy-Vee, but it's pretty tasty.
DJ Dangerfield drank some and did not bring any back to Chanute.
Yeah, he texted us and told me he was drinking it and then did not bring us one.
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty mean.
I'm gonna say I'm not. I don't know about the apple. I just tasted it.
It kind of tastes like a regular Mountain Dew if you like put some Jolly Ranchers in it.
It's very Jolly Rancher.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will say it does taste like a Jolly Rancher, but from an unsaved perspective, I will preface this. An apple teeny.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not my favorite, but I would drink it if it was all I had, especially.
I will say this.
'Cause it's a Dew.
The scent that comes off of the apple one is like intoxicating.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
It makes me think of like you just played a soccer game. You got an apple blow pop in your mouth, and you take a swig of Mountain Dew.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right?
Blow
There you
pop.
go.
There you go.
What is like okay, if we'll get back to the Baja deep dive. I just want to take a move away from it for a bit and then we'll come back. Like if we're ranking Mountain Dew flavors, are we all agreed that Code Red is number one?
I yes. I mean, in my books, Code Red's number one.
Okay, so I will say Code Red because my flavors rotate kind of, but it's always in my top three where the others will fall out of top three.
How about if we don't rank them, we'll just say what are the elite flavors?
Okay, Code Red is definitely elite.
That's
agree,
elite.
yeah.
What about Black Lightning? I loved Black Lightning.
No,
No?
Is that the same as the Pitch Black or
Maybe?
I don't
Pitch Black?
remember.
I think it was grape.
Yeah.
Grape.
I don't know if I remember Black Lightning. I don't.
Maybe
think
it
I've
was
ever had
Pitch
it.
Black. I think maybe it
Yeah.
was Black Lightning when they first brought it out for a while. But Pitch Black, I loved that one. And then I'm pretty sure that was like a deep grape.
Yeah.
I'm down with that flavor for sure. I always forget about that one actually.
Well, it was because they never, I mean, it was very limited.
Yeah, I feel like it is a seasonal thing that like you can only find it at certain times. For me, Voltage is usually up there a ways, but not everyone likes Voltage. So like if you said I hate Voltage, I get it.
What was the white one? What was the white Mountain Dew?
Was it Whiteout? Is
Yeah.
that what they called it?
Whiteout and the Halloween voodoo flavor, the
Oh.
mystery flavor, those are spawns of the devil, and they should never be included.
I've actually never had a voodoo, and I didn't really think I wanted to.
Yeah, don't do it.
I'm not a fan
it
of those
kinda
dudes. Every
tastes
other do.
like-
Every other do.
Don't do the voodoo.
It kind of tastes like candy corn.
Yeah.
Did y'all ever have the 4th of July Mountain Dew
Yes.
that tasted like the all three
Okay.
mixed together?
I think that's what it was.
Liberty Brew.
That one was awful. I did not.
I once had the 4th of July Liberty Brew Mountain Dew, and I immediately blacked out and woke up in Albuquerque. Yeah.
That's what dreams
It
are
was
made of.
it was a bad couple nights, man. That one was so sweet. So I mean, like, look, I didn't hate it when I was drinking it, but man, that one was a little overload for me. But pretty much every other flavor. So like Live Wire would be an elite
Live
flavor for
Wire's
me.
good.
The Overdrive, the Casey's flavor is sort of a mixture. I don't think it's elite, but it's good.
I like it a lot. It reminds me of Code Red. I think it's like orange soda almost, but it's very good.
Yeah.
I definitely have the original up there, and I definitely have the original Baja Blast. I feel like if you're not doing the Baja Blast, I don't know.
Let me set the stage for my first do ever. So I'm on my paper route. I'm doing my paper route. I'm like 12 years old, 13. And my paper route, I had a mobile home park, trailer park. So the pay wasn't always good, right? I ended up giving away a lot of free papers sometimes, but the people were really nice. And I remember one day it was super hot. Like it was 100 degrees as it happens sometimes in Kansas. And I'm delivering papers. And this sweet old lady, I'm delivering her paper, and she walks out with a can of Mountain Dew and a Twinkie. Now, I've never had a Mountain Dew in my life at this point. 12 years old, never had a Dew. And I don't know if it was because of the hot day or just because it was the Dew. When I opened that up, and it was ice cold like the ones you brought us, and I took that first swig, I mean, angels sang. The chorus of heaven was alive. And that was the best thing I've ever drank. And from that point on in my life, I've been all about the Dew.
I feel like that was a very definitive moment in your life.
It was.
Like,
I mean,
it set you on a course that changed forever history.
we had a convenience store that was a few blocks away from our house. That was like, in our just outside our neighborhood. And after school, my friends and I, we would go up there. They had a pinball machine, and we'd go up to this place after school every day, hang out there, play pinball, and get nachos. And like that was back when they had the big 64-ounce cups they'd come out with. We'd have a big 64-ounce Dew, nachos, and play pinball. And life was good. Those were perfect times. And the Dew, drink all the Dew after that.
I gotta say, I think one of my favorite things about Dew has just always been like drinkability of it. It's clean, it's crisp, it tastes delicious.
Straight from the mountains.
It is. I'm sure it is. Let's go back to this Baja deep dive. Let's take it. I'm gonna take another drink.
I've been going back and forth between the thrashed apple and.
I mean, I definitely like
dive.
it more than the thrashed apple.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good.
Is this elite? Is this an elite flavor?
It feels elite in the sense that like only a few will taste it.
It's a very elitist drink.
I'm gonna tell you, I think this is the best Baja flavor by far. I think it's that good, and I do think there's like a berry, like a grape. It may be a Baja grape and something else mixture. Yeah. I dig it.
Oh yeah,
I dig it. This is very near elite.
It was worth it. 100% worth it.
Okay. So there you go. Mountain Dew Baja Deep Dive Experimental Mystery Flavor. That only a certain amount of people are going to be able to try here at first. And it gets, are we, Cody, thumbs up?
Oh, yeah. I agree with you. I think it is my favorite Baja flavor, even though I really did, and I do enjoy the original, and the mango was good.
I think I just enjoy the original because it means it usually meant
Taco
I was at
Bell.
Taco Bell. And I just love Taco Bell.
I feel like we should have got Taco Bell for this.
I
Like,
know. I really want some now.
Now, have you guys done the flaming hot?
No.
I refuse to.
No.
I made the mistake of doing the gingerbread. Oh, it was bad. Oh, it was so bad.
Say the other one I'm not going to try is the Cake Smash Dew. It's like birthday cake Dew.
Oh, I didn't know that was even a thing. Major Melon's okay.
Major Melon?
Hey, Spark, Mountain Dew Spark is...
Oh,
Yeah.
we
Oh.
forgot about Spark. That's elite, brother. That's raspberry lemonade. Is that
Yeah,
what it is?
that one.
The one that started off at the racetrack. The only place they sold it was at some racetrack, some big speedway. Oh, it's amazing. Spark's amazing.
Yes. I can drink that one all day long.
It's really good in the summer. I agree. I don't know, man. I think this is elite. I don't know. It's killing me. There's something going like there's definitely grape. There's definitely grape in here, but there's something else.
Yeah, like you
Is
said,
it kiwi?
Is it a grape berry mix? Is it a grape another fruit mix?
Is there like kiwi in here? You think it's kiwi? Like there's definitely the grape is strong. It's a strong flavor, but there's something else that makes it kind of tangy. I don't know. I think it's elite. We're going with it.
I mean, we have to at this point. I mean, nobody else is going to be able to try it.
Yeah,
you know?
as far as you know, it's heavenly.
It's the best thing we've ever tasted.
Nectar of God.
Yes.
That's as
Glory be.
glory be.
Say, God be praised.
Thanks be to God. Let's take another drink of the Baja deep dive. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
And thank you, Justin, for your 6 submissions.
Yeah, we did. We won.
We won.
Thank you. Thank you,
winners.
Justin. All right. It's time for us to get on to the main part of the show. We're doing Would You Rather Pop Cultures. And we got to go to the Geek Phone first. Cody, Justin, Brian, to the Geek Phone!
Geek phone.
All right. We're on the Geek Phone.
Geek phone.
Geek Phone! The Geek Phone, we're on with fellow geek of the round table, Sir Scott Patrick Dillon. How are you, Scott?
I'm doing good.
You're doing good? Good.
Yes.
Scott, it's the 50th episode. How many episodes have you been on? Do you know? Do you have like hash marks somewhere on your wall? Like you're keeping track?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I thought about just starting a tattoo where I tally up every time that I've been on the podcast.
Yeah,
And
Scott is our bad boy pastor. He's got the tats. He's got the big giant earring, the one that makes a giant hole in your earlobe.
Gauges.
He used to have long hair, but you cut it off.
I did.
But he's also classy because right now you guys can't see this, but he is coming to us on the Geek Phone because the Geek Phone has video capabilities. We can actually see him. He's got Van Gogh's Starry Night on the wall behind him.
It's true.
I mean, he's super cultured.
He is. And I'm wearing my Van Gogh socks right now. So,
Well, there you go. And, maybe I'll cut off my ear later.
please don't.
Okay. So, Scott, what we're doing this week is we're doing some pop culture would you rathers. And so I am going to pick out a good question for you that we will just you will endeavor to answer, and we can talk it out. Okay.
All right.
Are you ready?
I think I was born ready, Dave.
I know you were. Would you rather? All right. Would you rather that your dad be Randy Macho Man Savage or Gandalf? Would you rather, in an alternate reality, would you have rather your father been Randy the Macho Man Savage or Gandalf?
Okay, but I saw a meme today that was Macho Mandolf.
Perfection.
Oh yeah, not all who wander are lost, brother. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's such a coincidence. But to answer the question legitimately,
do we need to set ground rules? Because like Gandalf is clearly a near omnipotent figure, right?
right,
Or a near immortal figure. He at least lives a lot longer.
right.
Do those things transfer to you?
See, that's what I'm saying. But then does the awesomeness of Randy Savage?
Oh
and
yeah, it's not a no-brainer.
Do you get a lifetime supply of Slim Jims?
or coffee creamers?
Cream of the crop, brother. Yeah. That is
from the top rope, Ricky Steamboat. I'm coming after you. Yeah.
By the way, side note, that is the greatest wrestling interview ever, in my opinion. That is the greatest wrestling. I don't know. They have a word for that, and I'm not thinking of it.
It's not a vignette.
No, but it's amazing, and I just love watching it from time to time.
Promo.
Sam has just texted me and say he's still breaking fast because it's Yom Kippur.
Happy Yom Kippur.
So that's why he's not here yet.
All right. Okay. So
talk me through it.
Man, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking through this, and I gotta say, having the ability to toe with a Balrog and come out with a, set of sweet new threads and some new hair, I think I'm gonna have to pick Gandalf.
Scott Patrick Dillon, the white, no longer the gray. So Scott is going to go with Gandalf as your dad.
I will say that I saw an interview with Macho Man in Arsenio Hall, and he talks about how it's okay to cry. And so Macho Man gained even more points.
Yeah. I mean, you would think that Gandalf would have a heavy wisdom advantage over Randy Macho Man Savage, but I don't think so. Randy, I mean, when I saw that interview when he was on Arsenio Hall.
Yeah.
That dude was coming with the wisdom. Like any child of his was going to be a good, sensitive, loving person with that kind of upbringing.
And again, would have access to Slim Jims.
That seems to be a really important point.
Like in the 90s, that commercial was on nonstop.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we ask Scott another one? I guess since he's the only one here. By the way, all the geeks of the round table were like, I'm busy.
They were too school for cool.
I don't even know what to say to that. I don't even what.
Well, if you don't listen to Pink, that's on you, Dave. That's on you.
I don't know. I do not listen to Pink. Okay, Scott, do you want another pop culture would you rather?
Yeah, I think I'm down for it.
All right. Here it is. Question number 2. Pop culture would you rather for Scott Patrick Dillon. Would you rather by the way, before we ask this question, Scott is recently married, right? Have you passed a year yet?
Yeah, so in May we passed a year.
Okay, so I don't know. We don't want to out anything here, and you don't have to tell us your plans or anything. But the question is this: would you rather name your kids something weird and pretentious like celebrities do, or name them La Scott, or what's your wife's name?
Millie.
So if you had a daughter, La Millie. Would you rather name them something? So you only have 2 choices. Like you have to pick one. You have to name your kid something like, what's Gwyneth Paltrow's kid's name?
Apple.
Yeah. You have to name them something weird and pretentious like celebrities do, or name them your name. Scott. La Scott. Scott is too busy laughing. He cannot. You have to choose. This has to happen. And then we would really appreciate it when you do have your first child, if you would honor this answer. We're getting a contract written up right now.
Yeah, you guys will have to fax that to me in the morning.
Can do.
Who faxes things? I'll travel back to 2005 and do that.
Thank you.
I have the butler. I keep my fax in the hot air balloon. I'll just have my butler go do it in the morning.
Yeah, maybe, gosh, I think that I would go the pretentious naming route.
Yeah.
Just because, you gotta have, I don't think La Scott really is that catchy.
or La Millie. Do we need to ask your wife where she stands with this? Because she might like La Scott. She might get her heart set on it. And you might hate us forever.
I don't know. What if I just named my kid Podcast?
Oh, that's pretty pretentious.
I'm down.
And
for it.
Also, you can't steal it. We have it saved. Either Cody or I.
Oh,
Podcast Haviland. That's Cody. You can save that if you want.
It
Hold on.
has a certain ring to it.
It does. Yeah,
Or-
you know, what
Or
would,
I could name my MacBook Pro.
MacBook Pro Dylan.
Yeah. MacBook Pro Dylan.
MacBook Pro Patrick Dylan. That's good. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a really good pretentious name, like Meta World Peace Patrick Dylan.
Meta World Peace.
Yes.
Yeah. But
You
it has
remember
to
him?
have it has to have like 2 X characters in front of it and 2 X characters after it. So
Yeah.
it has to, like, when you write it down, it's XX Meta World Peace XX. But you don't pronounce the X's. It's just Meta World Peace.
Right. There's got to be a lot of silent letters in there. Useless silent letters. That's the way now.
If you can get the characters that Elon Musk used for his first kid.
Oh man, yeah, that was weird. Those are pretty pretentious. But it's Elon Musk, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he's allowed. I think when you're one of the smartest, richest people in the world, you're allowed.
Potentially.
We are agreed he's pretty smart, right? He's a smart dude. Yeah.
In some
Sure.
avenues, yeah, I'll say.
All right.
I'm not going to say like everything.
I don't want to make anyone mad because I know that, like, you know, those really rich guys like Elon Musk or Bezos, they're like
Jeffrey.
they're like hot button people. Like, you bring up their name and inordinately a third of the people in the room just be like, no, I can't stand that guy. Why? Well, because he's rich.
Like, no one ever says that about Warren Buffett, though.
Do they not?
No, but he also isn't like a face out in the public constantly talking at people. Where like Bill Gates won't stop talking.
Yeah. and he often says things to be like, I wish he would stop talking.
So I think if you're going to be a billionaire, be Warren Buffett.
Yeah. You got to fly under the radar.
But there's a lot of people that don't like him either. I think if you're a billionaire, people just don't like you because you got money. You won the game, essentially, and everyone else is mad that you won. That's a different topic.
It is.
All right, Scott. We will be awaiting your future child's pretentious name.
We will be.
And if you want to name them, pop culture pastor Patrick Dillon, that would, that's up to you.
Yeah.
Name it and claim it, Patrick Dillon. Any one of the sayings that we stole.
As one
Yes.
As one does, Dylan. Yeah. All right, man. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, this is the part where you say goodbye.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank
You're
you
the only
for
one
listening.
on. You're the only one on.
I'm offended.
There's no one else to go to.
Man, I was hoping for like a speed round, but that's okay.
Oh, well.
Everybody,
We
thank
have
you.
limited questions.
Yeah, I got to save some of them. Do
That's
you
okay.
do you have a would you rather pop culture for me?
Oh, that's a good question. So would you rather be in Star Trek, but you're like on, like, you're one of the lower level officers that shows up in like, one episode for one season, and then, they don't want to pay you any more money as an actor, so they never cast that person again, so they never show up again.
Yeah.
Or would you be like the face of the latest HBO Game of Thrones show, but it tanks like season 1?
Okay. No. I'd rather be on Star Trek.
I will take the Game of Thrones.
You are a sinner. No. Let me tell you, because if I'm just some random dude on a Federation starship, I dig that. Like, can I place myself there? Can I place that as my reality? Dude, I would love to be like the dude who's just working underneath Geordie LaForge in engineering somewhere. Or, I could be the guy that cleans up the bar for Guinan. Whoopi Goldberg. Remember her? She was in Next Generation. Yeah.
No,
I could just be the dude that works there 9 to 5. Works on the holodeck. And then, that's just my job. And I just live on the ship and eat whatever food I want from the food replicator. And I don't care. I don't really care if no one knows my name. If Captain
Right.
Picard walks right by me, it's like, hello there, you. It's like, it's Dave, sir. I know. Will Riker knows my name just because we're buddies. But everyone else, I'm just nameless. I'm just that guy.
Just going TNG here, huh?
Oh, yeah. Well, when I think of Star Trek and I think of the ship I want to live on, it's definitely that ship. The holodeck and the food replicator have me.
Right.
I'm big fans of those.
I want to be part of the same group that Jason Momoa was part of
Oh, yeah.
on Game of Thrones. Like, I can be.
You want to be a Dothraki?
Yes.
That seems like a hard life, bro.
It probably is. And that's why the series tanks. But
You want to be like a part of a Dothraki spinoff.
yeah, yes.
Yeah, I'm uninterested in that.
Here's the frame of the show. It's the Dothraki, but the main character is Cody, but just as he is in real life. T-shirt,
So
Van Gogh socks, and all.
He walks out in his pop culture socks and his pop culture t-shirt. He wouldn't last long with the Dothraki.
It was like, yeah, that guy's getting killed.
yeah.
And then that's when we would find out who left the Starbucks cup in the background of the Game of Thrones set. It was Cody all along.
It was Cody.
Cody. All right. That was a good question. Scott, good talking to you.
Yeah, you guys too. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Adios.
We'll talk to you soon.
Huh? See you guys later.
All right. We're back.
We are.
After talking with fellow geek Scott Patrick Dillon on the geek phone. Sam was a no-show. I don't know where Sam's at. Oh, Sam's still Yom Kippuring.
Which good for Sam.
Yeah.
I support him celebrating Yom Kippur.
As do I. But yeah, maybe we'll talk to Sam later. Maybe. I don't know.
It happens.
Yeah. This is not the 50th episode. Like, look, before we get into the main part here, I want to share a little something with our fellow listeners, our faithful listeners. We almost had a celebrity guest for this 50th episode. It didn't work out. I think he's run out of time, so he's not gonna be able to join us. But it might happen in the future. But we wanted so badly to make the 50th episode special and make this work. I just want to let you know how we were so close to securing a celebrity guest for this pod. Would have been our first real celebrity interview type guest. And we almost had it, but sadly it was not to be. But it was, should I tell him?
I guess.
We were talking to Zach Gilford from Midnight Mass and Friday Night Lights, and he's game. Like, he wants to do it, but I don't think he had the time to do it right now.
That would have been so great. Wow. Yeah, let's get him in the future.
Yeah.
He sounds game.
Yeah. I'm hopefully he'll be listening to the pod and he'll understand kind of what we're about. But we almost had Zach Gilford on the pod, but it just didn't work out. But hopefully soon.
Heartbreak.
Man, it was all week. I was just like, come on, do this. But no.
You couldn't will it into existence.
We are his favorite podcast, according to his little clip we play.
Say, I've heard it.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. First of all, he's an awesome dude. Great actor. He was the best part about Midnight Mass. And I like that show.
Yeah.
But he was great. And frankly, a crime that he didn't get nominated for an Emmy.
I'd give him all my Emmy votes.
And we're not just buttering him up, so he'll be on the pod. We really believe that.
Yeah.
But he's a good dude.
No, like Midnight Mass. I'm not much into horror or anything scary as far as movies or shows or anything. I couldn't stop watching Midnight Mass.
Yeah, it was so good. So good. And he's there's something new dropping, which is why we wanted him on, because we were going to, let him talk about his new thing, but not to be for this episode, maybe on a future episode. Now
maybe we can reach out and be like, hey, why don't you promote this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm not mentioning its name until we get it.
Oh, Cody's holding grudges. Cody's like, nope, now we're not talking about it until Zach's on the pod.
Or he tweets back and then all's forgiven.
Yeah. He hasn't been on Twitter in like since he was excited about the possibility. So I'm just guessing he got busy, as actors do.
Happens to the best of us.
Yep. Meanwhile, this is still our 50th episode. It's still a party.
Hey, man, let's go.
Yeah, let's do this.
Doing it.
We're playing Would You Rather Pop Culture.
Okay.
Who would like to go first?
I'm game.
Okay, Justin.
He's all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Here we go. And by the way, listeners, you can play along. Think these questions through, and then tell us what your answers would be on the social media post. Comment below what you had said. But Justin, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Would you rather only be able to watch? Okay, so if you only get you're on a desert island, one form of entertainment for the rest of your life. Would you rather only be able to watch Nick Cage's Left Behind movie for the rest of your life, or only be able to read book 2 in the Left Behind series, Tribulation Force? That's it. Those are your two choices.
Left Behind movie. I don't want to read. I just want to watch.
That's a good choice. Book 2 was terrible.
I'm sure I read it in like junior high or something.
This really
Was that an AR book? That's what I want to know.
AR what?
Accelerated reader. That's what the kids take tests.
Oh, you can't
Over
put it.
books.
You can't bust out that new school lingo. I don't know what you're talking
That's
about.
old school lingo.
Oh, is it?
I didn't have.
Dude, there was like a kids. There was
public
like
school lingo.
There was like grade school versions of the Left Behind books. Remember that were made for kids, like with the kids of the characters in the Left Behind books. Do you remember those?
No.
That's a weird concept.
Oh, it's so terrible. Like, look, I read those books. That was before I was a Christian, I think. I read them and I was like, oh, this is mildly interesting. And then now that I've read the Bible, I'm like, that's junk. But it's not a fair question because the key phrase there, I think, is Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I'm just picking Nick Cage over anything else.
What would have been a more interesting question was if you pick Nick Cage Left Behind or all 3 Kirk Cameron Left Behind movies. So then you have a rotation at least.
I mean, at least with Kirk Cameron, you get Lou Gossett Jr., who is a treasure.
And Trevette from Walker, Texas Ranger.
Now, who's that again? You keep going on about Trevette from Walker, Texas Ranger as if I've watched Walker, Texas Ranger, but I don't watch Walker, Texas Ranger.
It's never there.
Well, that's your loss.
Oh, is it though?
It is.
Is it?
You don't know what you don't know.
Well, I don't know anyone that watches Walker, Texas Ranger that's under the age of 80 besides you.
Literally, Conan O'Brien had one of his best segments was he had a lever and he pulled the lever and it was the Walker Texas Ranger lever and it just showed random Walker clips. And one of them
that worked.
Yeah, because one of them, like Haley Joel Osment, was like, Walker told me I have AIDS. And that was literally in the show Walker Texas Ranger.
Oh my land.
What?
And they would have the most absurd clips. Like they just take a little snippet out and then boom, show it. And the audience is like, what?
That's pretty unkind to Walker to just bust that out. That's not the kind of information you just bust out on. Side note, I saw a commercial for something called Walker Independence, which looked like maybe a prequel, but it was a Western on the CW. And in the commercial, all these characters in this, they were all young because it's the CW, right?
Yeah.
And they all looked way too pretty. All too clean cut, way too pretty. And about halfway through the commercial, I was like, all these people would die instantly in the Old West. Like, what is this nonsense?
Not if it's Walker's great-great-grandfather.
Oh, it looks terrible. And I can't wait to watch it. All right. Where were we? Brian?
Left Behind.
Brian, would you like to go next?
Set me up. Let's
All
go.
right. Brian, John, guess first of all, we dub you a geek of the round table. Welcome.
Thank you so
Rise.
much. What
Rise
an
to
honor.
Brian. Brian John is now a geek of the round table. The first brothers
Yes.
to be members of the round table.
Yes. Fun fact: my brother and I used to have a radio show together in this very studio that we're sitting in right now.
Yeah,
This is true.
they are well acquainted with the studios here.
I thought you just meant with each other. We're well acquainted with each
Yes,
other.
you are,
too.
'cause you're
We've met.
brothers.
We've met.
All right, Brian, empty your mind.
Okay.
Would you rather spend 10 years as a member of Kanye's entourage or 1 year as a member of the Kardashian family?
Kanye, all the way. I don't even have to think about this.
Walk us through that decision.
So the Kardashians, they have the power of fame, but I don't want anything to do with that family. Whereas Kanye, yes, he's crazy. You would wake up not knowing what was going to happen to you day by day. But I don't know if you guys have watched the Genius documentary on Netflix or anything like that.
No, I
It's in my queue.
His life is just insane. The people he brushes, like he walks past or just interacts with, like I think I pick Kanye all the way.
Yeah. I feel like if you spent 10 years as a member of Kanye's entourage, like it would be in the moment, it would just all be a blur. You wouldn't ever know what was going on. But then when you got older in life, you'd be like, that was the best 10 years of my life.
100%.
It would be like total chaos in the moment. Like you'd be whisking off to like his ranch in Wyoming or, you know, off to some award show.
And then Dave Chappelle's just showing up.
Dave Chappelle randomly appears.
I also think like I would disown anything that wasn't Chicago. I'd be like, I'm all about Chicago now. Like I've spent enough time with Kanye.
You're slinging shade at Pete Davidson on Instagram, you know. And then, and then like you'd be an old man. You have children and grandchildren. You're surrounded by love, and you're like, listen here, kids. Best 10 years of my life with Kanye. No doubt about it.
I feel like you'd look different, you'd dress different, and you'd probably just go by like a symbol. You wouldn't even have a name anymore.
Okay, Cody,
Okay.
next question. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
All right. Cody, would you rather be yelled at by Alyssa Milano all day
Ew.
for a year?
Ew.
So you'd be Alyssa Milano's and her entourage.
I see
'Cause
which
that's what I
side you
imagine.
stand on.
Would you rather be yelled at by Alyssa Milano all day for a year, or for 1 year listen to JoJo Siwa's mom's podcast, Success with Jess, on a continuous loop?
Oh.
This is difficult. This is hard.
I guess Alyssa. I guess.
Oh man, how far? Like nobody wants to listen to Success with Jess?
No. And definitely not on a continuous loop.
I still keep thinking, man, I need to check out some of that podcast just to see how terrible it is.
What is Alyssa Milano yelling about?
What is
Well, you
she
got to follow
not
her on Twitter. What is she not yelling about?
Yeah, and I mean, am I going where Alyssa is, or is she going where I am?
I mean, here's the question from what it boils down to for me. Is it me now or like 14-year-old me? Because 14-year-old me would sign up to get yelled at by Alyssa Milano like all day, every day. I love you.
No, I'm with you. I'd be like, this is how she expresses love. People just don't understand us.
So, like, 14-year-old me would be down with being yelled at by Alyssa Milano. But me now, like Pastor me now, and just imagining that she's just yelling about all these political things, I'd just be like, I'd be like the Mista lady from Happy Gilmore. Get me out of here.
Here, read this. Just leave us alone.
Although I am morbidly curious about JoJo Siwa's mom's podcast, Success with Jess. We only know about it because we talked about it on the radio when JoJo got into it with Candace Cameron. And so we talked about JoJo Siwa's mom's podcast, Success with Jess. Because we brought up like, successful at what? How does she get to be a speaker on Success? Because her daughter made it big?
When you are a dance mom, Dave.
Gosh, I got to listen to this pod.
You literally are setting you and your whole family up for success.
Like,
so
we need to look at, like, right now, I need to look up some episodes. Someone talk about something.
Those two things are so difficult because I think I'm with Dave. Like if I'm an adult now, like if you have kids and you're married, like, man, any like arguing or yelling or complaining, you're like, I gotta push that. I can't be around that. Like that's gonna kill me. But like, man, yeah, I don't know how much that podcast. I'd probably take the podcast, but only because I didn't want to get yelled at. Like I'd just be like, I just can't be yelled at anymore. Like,
I just feel like maybe I could target some of the yelling. Like I could be like, "Who's the boss? Wasn't that good?" And then she'd like tell me more facts about the show. You know, like.
Do you think Alyssa Milano would agree with that though? She'd probably be like, "I know, that's the only good part about that."
Yeah, but she would at least like yell about that and not like.
Yeah. I'm looking at the Success with Jess podcast on Apple. She's only got 235 ratings. So only about 233 more than us.
We're not far behind, people.
But her cumulative is 4.7, and we got her because we're at 5.0 perfect, baby.
Yeah.
boom, roasted.
We've got a better, the description says, helping people succeed with big dreams in everyday life. She's got 66 episodes. It does have an explicit rating.
Whoa.
So apparently success with Jess means we curse.
Okay.
Like if you can't be successful without cursing, Jess, you might want to look at that.
Another
Sailor
thing,
talk.
Another thing that your podcast has, I'd venture to guess that they have not had Deep Dive Mountain Dew.
No, Jesselyn Siwa, did you win the Mountain Dew contest? I didn't think so.
Dang straight.
Here's some episode titles. The J Team. Crazy things my kids made me try. My biggest mom fails. Fails? This podcast is called Success with Jess. What?
Contradiction. Over.
And she's humble. Maybe she's humble. JoJo Siwa and her girlfriend exclusive interview.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a thing.
My most embarrassing moments. Look at Jess. Maybe I was all wrong about Jess.
Maybe she is the salt of the earth podcaster we all needed.
This episode's called Let's Talk Movies. She should have had us on.
I mean,
Maybe
you
we
might be
should
down
reach
for
out
that.
to Jess.
Unless she's like, let me tell you about, fried green tomatoes.
I can't believe fans asked me these questions. Does Jesselyn Siwa have fans? Or is it her daughter's fans?
Most of her fans are like under the age of 8 years old, so they probably ask some crazy questions. It's like kids say the darndest things, only she's phrasing it as, I can't believe they asked me these questions.
Can't believe it's not butter.
Kathy from Dance Moms is one of the episodes. I'm gonna have to try one of these out at some point. We'll definitely I'll listen to one and report back to you guys. Okay, who's up next? Who did I ask that question?
Me. So it will be
It's
Justin.
Justin, you're up. Would you rather? Boy, this one's hard. Would you rather be Jennifer Aniston the moment she found out she got cast on Friends, or be Jennifer Aniston the moment she found out Brangelina broke up?
Boy.
That's a tough one. That's because she felt good.
Yeah.
When Brad Pitt and Angelina that came crashing down, she was like,
Yeah, like there was something inside her.
As pastors, I cannot condone any sort of vengeance or things like that. Vengeance is the Lord says.
I feel like there's there was like some internal excitement, when that whole relationship failed. I mean, probably when she got cast for Friends, because man, that opened up that was huge. Like she probably thought this is incredible. I can't believe this, but she didn't know how big it was gonna be.
I mean, how many shows get picked up but then don't do anything? So she might not have thought that this was going anywhere.
Well, so when she got picked up for that show, she was already on was it the Ferris Bueller series? There was a TV series that she was in that I think was based on the Ferris Bueller movie. Yeah, it was awful. Just terrible. Ferris Bueller's literally a senior in the movie. What are you doing? What show is this?
Community.
Yeah, isn't there just the movie? What's going on?
It was weird. And it was like a younger Ferris. And anyways,
but she also has famous parent.
Yeah, we talked about it on the radio once because someone was like, "Oh, what does she know? It was all nepotism." And I'm just like, "Come on, her dad was on a soap opera. He wasn't like George Clooney."
Well,
Touche.
I'm just saying George Clooney started somewhere.
Facts of Life.
That's right.
That's where he started, baby. A lot of people don't know that. You take the good, you take the bad.
I don't think I knew
You
that.
take them both, and there you have.
That's the facts of
The
life.
facts of life.
Yes.
Yeah, like I've watched a documentary and then like read some things about the Friends cast, like because none of them were very big when that happened. But boy, oh my goodness, did their lives change. But they did give up, like for the most part, like the show. That's a good pop culture would you rather, because they got it all in that show, man. They all became super millionaires, but it probably ended any chance they had of like real artistically filled movie careers. Aniston's probably the one who's the most successful. She's done a lot of movies, and she's actually in her older age. She's on that Apple TV show that's getting good critical acclaim. But all the other ones, man, they were kind of typecast as their characters. But man, if you're making $1 million an episode, how do you turn that down? I don't know. It's weird. I wonder what they would say in private. Like, if you could go back in time and not be on Friends, would you rather do that?
Poor Joey.
Yeah, Joey was. Listen, I love the character of Joey, but if you're doing a spinoff, he'd have been the last character I wanted to see a spinoff of.
But spinoffs don't always follow the most popular characters. Like historically speaking, like Family Matters was a spinoff of Harriet Winslow, who was an elevator operator. Like, it doesn't always follow where the heat is. They almost give it to a character who they can embellish a little bit more. So I wonder if Joey would be a good
Frasier.
Yeah, Frasier from Cheers.
This is not my idea, but someone on Twitter or Reddit had the idea of the spinoff that should have happened on Friends would have been called Central Perk, and it would have been like Gunther would have been the lead, and maybe like the Friends would show up occasionally as like, guest appearances, but it would just be about the coffee shop, the people that work there, and Gunther.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, Gunther deserved that. Pining away for Rachel.
That actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you could just have random cameos for that.
Yeah, I thought it was a good idea.
Too little, too late.
Okay, let's move on. Who's up?
Brian.
It's me.
Brian. I was like, all right, Brian, would you rather have the Saturday Night Live guy appear to introduce you whenever you meet new people? Like the guy that does the beginning, the starring Brian John. Would you rather have that guy show up whenever you meet new people, or have the voice in your head be Morgan Freeman that just talks to you?
I mean, I can kind of just imagine everything in Morgan Freeman's voice, right? Like I could just kind of trick myself to do that. And I'm the only one who gets to experience that, even though that's pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to go with the free SNL announcer. I think I
That's
got to
sound
go.
logic.
Like when I walk into a room and starring, like I think I'd be a way bigger deal than I am right now if I had that guy following me around.
It's Brian John. That would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. Although,
If you could get the band with you as well.
I
Well, that's what I couldn't figure out at first. You're saying the SNL guy, and I was like
Yeah.
the sax player? I was like, no one's really just one of the comedians? Sure.
no.
Kenan Thompson.
Kenan Thompson is your best friend. I don't know. Morgan Freeman just being the voice in my head would be so soothing. But I'm afraid it would make me very present with people. I'd just be having conversations with Morgan Freeman in my head.
I feel like it would almost be better like if it was Morgan Freeman narrating what I was doing, I'd take the Morgan Freeman hands down. Like Justin wasn't sure he could find what Morgan had asked him to get at Walmart. He was going to endeavor to do so.
See, your head would be very confusing because your wife's name is Morgan. So you'd be like, well, I just heard Morgan tell me this, but then I heard Morgan tell me that.
Yes.
I got too many Morgans in my life.
All right. Cody,
Yes.
would you rather have your mom and her friends star on a reality show called Real Housewives of Shanoot or not? Or not? Would you rather take the celebrity and fame of your mom being in the Real Housewives of Shanoot, Kansas, or not?
I kind of want to take.
First of all, Your mom in that show would be amazing.
It would be. And then I think you'd have a crossover episode with the other Real Housewives of other places, and they'd be like, "You basic."
Yeah. ATL's like, you're basic.
I like your mom's chances in a fight, though.
Yeah.
I think she'd take those women down.
And it would just
That's
be
pay-per-view, though.
so off the wall, random compared to the rest of the Real Housewives. I think I'm here for it.
I gotta say, the thought of a Real Housewives Chanute, Kansas, has appeal to me. Like, why don't they do that? Why hasn't someone thought of that? Of like just regular people, not these. I mean, I know the appeal of that show is that these women are like out of touch because they're the wives of some rich dude, and their lives are just ridiculously not normal.
Yeah.
I get that that's the appeal of that, but like if they threw a curveball and just made it like some normal people's lives, but in a place that maybe not people are familiar with, like, you know, rural Kansas.
It's probably because it'd be like, well, I got to get the dog to the groomers today. If I miss it, it's going to take 2 more weeks before I can get him in.
What are you doing today? Well, the same thing we do every day. We're homeschooling the kids. This is not good TV.
Now
You're not good TV.
Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Seriously.
Let's go to the Walmart.
Maybe we shouldn't do that in Southeast Kansas. Maybe that's a bad idea. Oh, man. All right. Justin, would you rather go on a 12-hour car ride with Play-Doh, the Play-Doh, or Tiger Woods?
Both of them are a car ride.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 12-hour car ride with Play-Doh or Tiger Woods? Either way, this sounds
Man.
awkward as heck.
Yeah, I think
Sounds super awkward.
I feel like Tiger's gonna be super awkward because he's just being like, I don't want to talk about that.
And Play-Doh speaks
and
Greek.
Plato's gonna be like,
Say, did he learn English?
and you're like,
Let's put it like this. Would you rather? I'm gonna amend the question. Would you rather go on a 12-hour car ride with a very talkative Play-Doh, or a absolutely silent, not saying a word Tiger Woods? Because I feel like that's how Tiger would be.
I mean, I can just like imagine like Plato spouting words, and you're like, what?
It's all Greek to me.
Yeah,
I can imagine a super quiet first 4 hours of a car ride with Tiger Woods when finally Justin's like, hey, you remember that time you won the Masters? That was awesome.
I'd probably go Tiger just because like I might be able to make him smirk here and there. Like after a while, he's trying not to care. But.
Yeah. Well, in this scenario, I've imagined a Tiger Woods who's like antisocial and is maybe not the nicest dude, but I bet he's actually a pretty nice dude.
Yeah. It would be funny though. I like the mental image of like Justin like trying to stir up a little bit of small talk and Tiger just snapping like, "Would you shut up?"
I'd be like, was it your idea or your mom's idea to put a fake tiger on your driver?
Yeah, he wouldn't talk to you after that. He'd be like, "Nope,
Game over.
That was
get
your
out,
chance.
get out,"
And you blew it.
you know, get out of my car. I'm like, well, you just saved yourself the chance of being in a wreck. So, you know, I didn't need to.
Too soon.
Too soon. He's okay. He didn't die. And he's golfing again. Good for him. Brian John,
I'm here.
would you rather your face be stuck forever doing Zoolander's Blue Steel or always have the eerie smiling expression of the Burger King mascot?
Now, you guys don't know this about me, but I have a personal vendetta against Burger King.
Oh, okay. Go on. Let's hear about this.
Burger King is trash. Like, I do not like Burger King.
Disagree, but okay.
I have never had a good experience there, and it's been a long time since I've been there, I'll be honest. I haven't had the new Chiking, so I don't know if those are any good or anything like that.
Yeah.
But anyways,
What's a chiking?
it's their chicken sandwich. It's their retort to the Popeyes and everybody
Oh,
else doing a
see,
that's
crispy
not
chicken
going to be
sandwich.
I'm a
good.
fan of the original chicken sandwich. It was like on a hoagie,
Right, the long,
Yeah.
like rounded rectangle that had like a gristly piece in the middle of
and
every.
they would never put enough of that awesome mayo on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Well, that was my go-to order back when I was a youth and going to Burger King. I'd get the chicken sandwich.
So yeah, one time you did like Burger King.
At one time, I guess that's fair, but now I'm never picking it out of a lineup of any restaurants. I'd rather eat McDonald's, Wendy's, name it.
Their fries aren't great. Not great.
But back to the original question: creepy smile from the Burger King mascot or Blue Steel?
Blue Steel. You give us your Blue Steel. Merman.
I mean, can I upgrade it to Cobalt like he did?
Yes, absolutely.
Then I'm going Cobalt.
Brian John walks into church on Sunday, face stuck in cobalt. Zoolander's cobalt. Yeah. All right, that's a good answer. Cody,
Okay.
would you rather would you rather be trapped as a character inside the TV show Lost or the TV show The View?
Like, am I permanently trapped?
Yes, you're permanently trapped for the rest of your life inside the show Lost or inside the show The View.
Is there any other definition of trapped? Like you are trapped, man.
Oh, you were trapped in both of those. Yeah.
I'm going with
by
Lost.
The way, but I was going to say there's only one correct answer to this question.
Because I feel like The View, I would be permanently trapped in Dante's Inferno. And there's just no end in sight.
Welcome to the 7th level. Here's Whoopi. Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking Lost immediately. I don't even have to think about that.
I haven't even seen the show Lost. I just have read and heard everyone and their mom spoil it.
I still can't believe you haven't seen that. You should really watch that.
You know, maybe if we do like a fundraising thing, you donate so much money, Cody will watch the series Lost.
That's a lot of shows. You know that, right? It's a lot of episodes. And
You
they're,
know what?
They're 45 minutes long.
I'm just saying I've watched the Snyder Cut. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying. One sitting. I didn't take breaks.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive because that movie's awful. I don't know how you did it. I had to break it up into like 4 or 5 installments.
I will say, like, Lost at its height, though, that was like the height of TV for a while there. That was like
Yeah.
the 2000s Game of Thrones. Like,
I don't think people that didn't experience it, maybe you were too young, you weren't there. You don't realize the discussions and early on in the internet, like on discussion boards and everything that this generated. People were writing like 20-page theses on quantum physics to do with the show Lost.
Yeah.
Like the theories were out there.
and very much like Game of Thrones, people found out that they were just phoning it in and had no idea what they were doing.
Now you stop it. Stop it. I thought the finale was fine.
I will say the show that they've made since from that first season's really good.
Oh, the makers of it? Well,
Yeah.
so Aronofsky, no. What was the guy's name? The guy that took over for JJ and is credited Darren something. I don't know. He did the show on HBO, which is pretty good, The Leftovers. But that one was bleak, man. Like where Lost kind of ends somewhat happy, like The Leftovers was super bleak, man. Super bleak. And they didn't answer a single dang question.
Who needs answers?
Okay. Justin,
Yes,
are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Would you rather be the personal assistant to Britney Spears or Donald Trump?
Oh boy.
Boy, this one has pros and cons all over it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is one you got to parse through. Go ahead and talk your way through it.
Okay.
Would you rather be the personal
So-
assistant to Britney Spears or Donald Trump?
Like the first thought is like perhaps Britney isn't too bad. And then
I don't know, man.
Then
She seems unstable.
all of the wild cards starts to flood in. You know, you just never really know what you're going to get. Donald, like, he feels like he might have some perks here and there. Like, it feels like he might have some pretty good days. You know, he's like, you want to go golf today? Well, I can just
I
go
bet he's
golf.
one of those dudes who doesn't give out Christmas bonuses.
Yeah.
though. He's like
Yeah.
he's like the boss on Christmas Vacation.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got
He's
A
like, I
bonus?
guess.
Well, leave it over there,
Yeah.
greaseball.
He's like, I got you a Christmas present, and it's like a monogrammed like bath towel.
You
or
try
something.
to talk to him, he picks up the phone. He's like, "Give me somebody, anybody.
Yeah.
Give me somebody while I'm waiting."
I feel like he would have. I feel like Brittany might have a little bit of patience with you. I feel like Donald's got no patience for you. Like if you're a personal assistant, they're counting on you for quite a bit.
It's a side question. If you're Britney Spears, go ahead, Brian. Yeah.
I was going to say the wild card of Britney, though. It's
Yeah.
so hard. Like, Trump is a known chaos where it's like, I don't know if I can rein it in, and I don't know if I can handle like what other people think about me being with him. But like, I might open Britney's hotel room door and she might be out the window. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, she might be gone.
How many times has Britney Spears' personal assistant seen her in the nude?
Too many to
Countless.
count. It's got to be. Like sometimes on purpose, sometimes like what's happening right now.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one because
I will say this. My mind immediately flooded to which one do I not go to jail as?
Ooh. Okay, so your mind
That's an interesting
went
wrinkle.
to a different spot. Like mine went to, well, I think Donald's closer to the end than the beginning.
You're like, which one of these can I get out of faster?
Yeah.
right.
So the assistantship could last just how much?
He's eating McDonald's every day.
Yeah,
You know, his
few more
diet's
years.
terrible.
We're not.
That dude's living to 110 and you know it. That's the way it works. Billy Joel said it, man. Only the good die young.
And but the jail thing, yeah, that's a big one.
Here's where my mind went. My mind went to this because like I immediately go to that pastoral place where I'm like, it would be harder with Brittany because I would care about her. Like, because she so clearly does have like some emotional things going on. And so you would want to be like, man, I want to help protect her, but it's hard. Right. Because I think what we've seen since the conservatorship broke up was one, we wanted her to be emancipated, right? We wanted her to be able to live her own life the way she sees fit. But also you can see now the cracks, like why it was in place. Because she's a little erratic.
I will say that maybe a change in conservatorship that's not so strict,
Yeah.
and also where money isn't just single-handedly in
Yeah.
someone that's corrupt.
So sometimes when you're being faced with two hard jobs, you go with the one that doesn't carry your emotional baggage with it. So what I'm saying is you might get emotionally invested in helping Brittany. Whereas with Donald, you're like, you know, it's just a job.
Yeah.
And you're not expecting him to like you.
Yeah. I feel like, you would be more emotionally drawn to the Britney side, but I feel like it'd be one of those things where it's like after you wrangled her from whatever crazy situation was happening and finally got her into a place where you could be like, hey, look, I just want to level with you. Okay. Like, man, like what's going on right now? It's just no good. And you're better than this. And you like lay your heart out for like 15 minutes. You realize she's been snoozing the whole time. Like she's passed out from like whatever crazy thing. And you're just like, see you in the morning.
Yeah. That's kind of where I'd go. I would care about Brittany and I wouldn't care about Donald. And that seems easier.
You're supposed to care about everyone.
I know. I would. I mean, I would, but it would be easier with Donald because I'm assuming Donald wouldn't care about me. Which makes it just a job at that point.
Again, you're supposed to care about everyone.
I know. It's
You
a
are your
scenario.
brother's keeper.
All right. I care about Donald. I love Donald Trump. I want the best things for him. Does that make you happy?
Yes. Thank you.
Unless he was like trying to promote himself and he's like, I have a personal assistant. I have a great personal assistant. He's great. He's the best. He's the best there is.
All right,
I don't
this is
take any
looking
of those.
better.
Like that right there, you might be like, well,
If I started to care about him, I'd be like, well, sir, maybe you shouldn't eat that Big Mac today. You're fired. You're fired. I'm like, whoa, again? All right. Brian,
Yes, sir.
would you rather? This is going to be your toughest one too. These are good last ones because these are tough.
A couple of the ones that you've asked Cody, I've like audibly gasped. I'm like, you're giving him all the. I'm giving me some
I
easy
get
ones.
trash.
This is easily your toughest one
All right,
here.
all right.
Would you rather be CC'd on every email to and from Hillary Clinton or Brett Favre?
Oh man.
Brett Favre currently embroiled in a political, I guess, scandal of some sort where they sent money that was earmarked to go to his charity
Yeah.
to like a volleyball.
Yeah, his daughter's volleyball, I believe.
Court. And
And instead
also,
of just ponying up the money himself, he like
And they also moved it out of like in collusion with the government of Mississippi,
yep.
the governor, and he moved it from like the welfare.
Yep.
so
So would you rather be CC'd and you have to read through every email? Would
Yeah.
you rather be CC'd on every email to and from Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump?
Brett Favre.
Or Brett Favre, not Donald Trump.
so
I hate being CC'd on emails. Like when people hit reply all, I'm like, get out of here.
Is there anything worse than people who reply all on emails and texts? Stop it. Don't do that.
Stop it now.
the tech nerd in me has to know, am I allowed to set up a filter that just marks them as read or just gets them out of my inbox? Like, or do I have to actually manually process these emails?
Also, do you feel a responsibility to like be reading those emails for the good of society?
Absolutely not. If I'm if I'm a CC on an email, the priority has already dropped in my mind. It's like you weren't even in the to line. Nah, dude. Like you're just kind of, hey, in case you wanted to check it out.
I mean, Brett Favre, I have an expectation of what I'm going to see. Mm-hmm. I'm a little scared of being CC'd in on Hillary's emails.
Well, I feel like I could be like looped into court cases if they found out. It seems that there's a Brian John that was copied on the like. He's going to have to start attending some of these court hearings,
and then
here.
someone would be like, "Your Honor, Brian John was mysteriously killed 2 years ago in a car."
And also, am I complicit if I don't pay attention to these? Like they're like, hey, he had all the information, he just wasn't even paying attention.
Oh, but think about New York Jets, Brett Favre. there were some.
You're getting some interesting emails.
Yeah.
And even once this fiasco has blown over, then all I'm looking at is like Glory Day fan mail for the rest of time. Like I'm just getting Brett Favre's like, you were my favorite player, man. Number 4 Green Bay Packers. Like,
I feel like with Hillary, you're filtering through some Wayfair and stuff like that, you know.
Hillary's just getting a lot of emails from Wayfair trying to sell some overpriced furniture.
I think I'm just going Brett Favre. It's going to be a mixed bag, but I think it's going to be a short-lived drama right now. Like while he figures out, you know, you can't
while he
just
figures
steal
out
money.
where he's going to prison. Is that what you mean?
And then I'm definitely setting up a filter either way to mark it as read, skip the inbox, maybe just trash it.
Side note, it's been sort of hilarious to see like all this. There's been like sports journalists who's like, I cannot believe we're not talking about Brett Favre. If this was LeBron James, everybody be talking about him. I'm like, that's not even a good comparison. People actually respect LeBron James. Did y'all forget who Brett Favre was? Nobody's liked Brett Favre in years. We've all kind of known he was not a great dude.
I think post him leaving Green Bay,
yes.
I think that popularity took a nosedive.
Well, there were several things that came out about him that we were like, oh, this dude's kind of flawed.
Although during the Green Bay years, maybe one of the most lovable quarterbacks ever.
Oh, he was the golden boy and John Madden's favorite player by far.
Yeah.
John Madden be calling him, you know, who can solve that Middle East problem? Brett Favre. Bam!
I mean, if you look back through the history books, like Aaron Rodgers had a rocky start, and it was simply because people loved Brett Favre so much that they wouldn't even give Aaron Rodgers like the time of day. He couldn't do anything right. They were like, no, Brett is my favorite person.
It would be interesting who like coastal elites hate more, Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers, because I bet it's still close. A lot of people hate Aaron Rodgers because of the vaccine stuff. Yeah. But yeah. All right. Goodness. This will be the final would you rather of the night. Goes to Cody.
I'm ready for this.
This is going to be a tough one.
Bring
Cody.
it on.
You can do it.
Would you rather have to conduct all of your pastoral meetings in a liquor store or in the Spencer's Gifts?
Liquor store.
Liquor hands down.
That wasn't even close.
Yeah.
So hard.
It ain't even
You
a
don't even want to
sin
talk
to
through
drink.
that?
Nope. That one was easy breezy.
We have a liquor store here in town that has like, well, okay, the last name of the family that owns it is Dick.
Yeah.
And they have sort of a absurd, vulgar name. What if it was that liquor store? You had to have pastoral meetings in there or Spencer Gifts.
Oh, yeah. No, we're still going to that liquor store.
Going to the LD.
Nobody wants anything to do with Spencer Gifts.
It's not even close. Like, I feel like I could explain away like the alcohol around me. I can't explain away some of the stuff that's in Spencer's Gifts. Like, the deeper you go into that store, the harder it would be to have your meeting.
Okay, let's at least discuss that Spencer Gifts, like, this is the worst. Because as someone who loves pop culture, the first half of the Spencer Gift store is like pop culture paradise.
Oh, yeah. They have some cool shirts.
They have cool things. You walk in there, and then the deeper you get in the store, you're like, oh, the room is spinning from all the sin. It's like, I gotta get out of here. What if someone sees me?
It's like it's like bench warmers. Mother would not approve of this.
So I will say that, like, the only fight I've seen break out in a mall was at a Spencer's.
No, over what?
Well, it was.
Please say it wasn't at the back of the store.
It's
Please say it wasn't.
the last My Chemical Romance shirt.
That's Hot Topic, right?
Well, both would have it, but it was over a mask mandate thing.
Oh, yeah, that makes total sense.
But then I've seen like people fight over the last. I want to say it might have been Harry Potter. They had something Harry Potter, and like this friend group's like, "No, I saw it first," and then so it. I've seen a lot of people come in and out of liquor stores. They look happy. And now there's some drive-through liquor stores, so people aren't coming in and interrupting the meetings as much. I think Spencer's, you get a lot of loudness, and also the music that's played in Spencer's would be distracting during my pastoral meetings.
Yeah.
So
you're like, welcome to this couple. You'll be premarital counseling. Meet me at the liquor store on Santa Fe.
yes. And then like people will be like, well, did Jesus have wine? Yes, he did.
Yeah. Well, that's fair.
And take everything in moderation. Don't become a drunkard. It leads to bad things and bad decisions.
That was a tough one. That's a tough one. That was a good would you rather for anyone in ministry, because that's just tough.
Yeah.
Either way, I don't think you're in ministry for very long.
You know what? They do have those bar churches.
Yeah. Well, okay. So we live in the Bible Belt where actually, it's not unheard of around here. But in my denomination, I had to sign something that said I wouldn't drink or smoke. Right. Drink an alcoholic beverage.
Part of a Puritan movement.
Well, but that's actually more normal for these parts. Now, I knew a guy who interviewed for a pastoral job in Ohio, like you get closer to the coast, and like the head pastor there was part of like a craft beer club.
Yep.
And then like it would have been weird for them to say, "Oh, what do you mean I can't have a beer?"
There's very different things culturally as you move around the U.S. and other countries and stuff. Yeah.
Even denomination-wise, I would say, like, my denomination, it tends to be more, I guess, progressive or liberal, whatever terminology you want to use. And so, you're having your meetings at a liquor store?
That's why Cody's so contrarian.
It really is.
Denomination.
And they'd be like, way to go. And I'd be like, this feels weird.
I honestly think if you guys were like a Lutheran church, they'd be like, thanks for saving me the trip, man. I can get it all wrapped up in one. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
What is this Lutheran slander?
No, they're not
It's
anti.
it's just the German heritage.
Yeah. They're not anti.
It is October. It is October.
So,
all right. That was good. That was fun. This has been fun.
Yeah.
We tried a new flavor of Mountain Dew.
Oh man.
We did some fun. Would you rather?
I don't think I'll be able to sleep.
Yeah.
So much
it's
Dew.
time to go get some snacks.
All right. What would you guys have said on some of these pop culture would you rathers? Let us know in the comments below the social media post for this episode. We'd love to hear your thoughts and have conversations with you. And mostly, just thank you so much.
Yeah.
50 episodes.
Happy 50th, guys.
Yeah, 50
Thank you.
episodes. This is amazing. This is amazing. And you guys, the listeners, are amazing. Even bared with us as we had some strife in our lives and had to skip a week. And we're just so thankful for all of you and more exciting things to come here on Pop Culture Pastor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin, Brian, go out and do your jobs well as geeks of the round table.
Go out and do the do.
Yeah, go find the Holy Grail, whatever.
Yes.
I feel like we already did.
Yeah.
Did a deep dive into it.
Deep dive. Yeah.
I think we did.
Yeah, when it hits shelves, if it hits shelves, go have some. Thank you. Yeah, we should thank Mountain Dew. Thank you, Mountain Dew.
Thank you, Mountain Dew. Thank you for the sweet steaks.
Yeah.
Thanks for the win.
I feel like we got a special thing here for our 50th episode with this mystery dew flavor.
I'll tell you what. There's only one thing to do, and it's the dew.
Well said. We'll see you next week.